Yes, sir.
Back behind the mics. Gonna talk about some MMA news today, like our last episode. We had a great event last weekend.
Absolutely, yes.
Bunch of finishes, some prospects showed up, and some good title fights. Also, there's a little bit of other news going on that happened, including your favorite fighter of all time, John Bones Jones.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that.
But yeah, we'll just jump right into it. Let me get a little more comfortable here. Jesus. 317. Start off with the prelims a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Main fight was Jacoby Smith. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Yep.
He might not be anymore because I'm pretty sure some guy is like minus 4,000 for betting odds. But I think previously he was the biggest underdog in history.
Oh yeah, tell me about that because that's one of the fights I missed on prelims. That's crazy, like the craziest favorite ever.
Yeah. He was 2,400. Let me pull this up because I already have it like right here. I believe he fought only. I believe this was his legit UFC debut.
Mm-hmm.
He fought Contender Series. Let me double check that right now. I should have already had this in my. Okay, so no, that's wrong. So he fought Contender Series with a knockout win.
Okay.
And that was in the second round. And then he had his debut in January, and he got a first round knockout. And so like all of his previous fights, he's 11-0, and it looks like he's had 2 decisions in 11 fights. All the other ones are knockouts and subs.
Damn. So okay, I can understand why that was the line. So.
Yeah. So before he went to the UFC or Dana White's, he had all wins. Let's see, 4, 5, 6 knockouts, 2 decisions. So
yeah,
that's a pretty good start. And so what I heard was that everyone was like really like, this guy's like kind of like a mauler, like Terrence McKinney, like really started that.
Yeah.
Terrence McKinney was also on this card, and
mm-hmm.
he stuck to his game plan.
Yeah, easy work.
Fire right off the gates. But so I was anticipating a first round finish because his opponent was like kind of like an experienced veteran.
Okay.
More durable. Smith hadn't made it into like later rounds. He hasn't fought a title fight yet.
Right.
So he hasn't seen 5 rounds. He hasn't seen a 4th round. I didn't see if he saw any 3rd rounds in that. But they were kind of disappointed because I only got to watch like the end of the first round and then the finish in the second round.
Right.
But as soon as I clicked on the fight, they both had like mouses under their eyes. They were like
bleeding.
Damn. So it must have started fast.
Oh,
but his opponent was really durable. As you can expect from a veteran, and I think
as the fight went on, he kind of like faded away. It was one of those situations.
I wouldn't say he faded away because he finished him in the second round.
Right. Right.
It was a beautiful finish too. He I believe he knocked him down or got him down, and then he switched to the back. It was so fast. As soon as he switched to the back, he while he was switching the back, he sunk in a choke. Mm-hmm. So it was like instant. But it was really impressive. It's just that people were like the announcers like Rogan and Anik, they were all like, this guy's like was.
Rogan will geek out about some jiu-jitsu.
Well, yeah, it's like
that's his thing. He loves that.
They weren't, but they really were. It was less about his performance and more kind of how they were like, oh, he's gotta like. Obviously, they were like giving him his credit after the fight,
right? But they expected more
during the fight. They were like really like even on his good moves, they were kind of just like, oh, he's just gassed, he's tired. But I think he's gonna be a good prospect. He's like really in shape. He's a good size for the weight. So I feel like he'll get a ranked fight. Essentially soon. But that was pretty much the base of the card, like of the prelims. That was really entertaining. There were some good other fights, close fights, but for the most part, that's the only one that was really like...
Yeah, in the prelims,
to talk about because he's supposed to be like nasty. And
I need to check him out next time. I gotta stop missing the prelims.
But, he already had his debut. And he got a first round knockout, so he made his statement, and now he's got his second fight. He's got to finish. Yeah. Every fight he's had under the UFC, it's been a finish. So I feel like they were being.
Yeah, they might give him a rank one. They like to push those guys. So.
I don't know if this was prelims or not. I can't remember, but Gregory Rodriguez killing
Oh my god, dude, that follow-up shot was so unnecessary.
early stoppage.
Yeah, it was pretty early, honestly.
But
You should have kept them fighting the Warriors.
I mean, RoboCop is a different type of animal. Like,
Yeah.
He obviously, he's lost his fights and whatnot, but like that was insane. I've never seen like Herb be so like stop it so like slow.
Herb let him die, Dean. That's what they call
for
him.
sure. Like, and it's not even like he like sprinted up to him and dropped the hammer fist. It's like he took like 3.
He processed. Oh, he's knocked out. Let me get one more.
Yeah, he got like dropped down. He was like, but yeah. So
yeah, he was out for a while. They were talking about in commentary too. They were like, he's still not up.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but he's all right now. But.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Prayers up to him because he's like Unk status.
Nah, I know you don't want that late in your
Definitely
career.
don't want to go out like that. But yeah. Otherwise, there wasn't much to talk about that fight. It was like what you would think. Like a RoboCop fight.
One of them was gonna go out. So.
Yeah, for sure, and it definitely wasn't gonna be RoboCop.
No, he's like built different. He looks like a brick house.
They should do more with him though. To be honest, like give him some like a little bit tougher fights. But Hermanson, maybe that was like kind of like that veteran.
Yeah, that test
type of thing. But he's a veteran himself. He's already fought plenty of times in the UFC.
We'll see. I don't really know what they got for him.
No one really cares about those guys that much, to be honest. I mean, Jacoby Smith, he's going to get his name, and Gregory Rodriguez is kind of like a journeyman at this point. Mm-hmm. But kicking off the main card was Talbot, I believe. I don't think that ended the prelim. I think it kicked off.
Yeah, it was the beginning of the main card. He looked good. But the first round, he looked flat, but he got his groove as the fight went on. He actually out-grappled Lima at points.
They were kind of watching each other a little bit. I expected more out of Lima.
No, I know. He seems like he has a lot of ability, but he doesn't make the right decisions.
14-1 at a young age.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I've watched his previous fights. He's, he has that motor to finish the fight. And he wants to finish the fight. He's not like anything to like stall or anything like that.
No.
But I expected the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling to be more kind of, I guess like balanced out, yeah. But Talbot was just like, it was like as if Talbot was like 175 pounds, just like sitting on him.
Yeah, in round 3, you could tell that Talbot felt really good.
Oh yeah, he was smiling.
He was in his flow, but it just seems like on the feet, his defense is just a little suspect. Like especially in the first round, there were strikes that were like inches away from his face. He did not move his head, didn't block at all. It just maybe it takes a while to get into his fights, but when he gets into it, he's very talented, though.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen his finishes. We've seen his finishes by submission. We've seen him by knockout.
Now we see that he has good counter grappling too. Yeah. So
and he can. His last 2 fights have gone the distance. A win and a loss.
Yeah.
Both against tough opponents. I think Lima is better than his last opponent.
Yeah, he is.
I think we saw a flat Peyton Talbot on his last fight.
Yeah, he
did. I think it was kind of like, I'm like a wicked favorite. This is an older guy.
Yeah.
But he was a tough son of a bitch. And I'm pretty sure he's on like a 2-fight streak now. He beat Talbot, and I'm pretty sure he beat his last opponent too.
Yeah.
So, I don't expect them to run it back. It would be fun to see them go again. But
yeah, it would be a good fight, but I don't know. They're probably going to want to push. They should probably push Talbot.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, they're probably going to want to. Yeah.
Name-wise. But no, I'm excited to see him back in the win column. It would have sucked to see him lose this one. Although Lima is also a prospect who's coming up. Like I said, 14-1, 14-2 now. But they're both going to be good in that division. As time goes on, they might be kind of like the Justin Gaethje,
rematch
Dustin
down the
Poirier
line type of thing.
Yeah. But I can both see them being ranked. Neither one of them was disappointing in the fight.
Yeah.
I think it was just Peyton Talbot was ready for this fight. He had a fire in his gut from the last one because...
Definitely.
I mean...
Make or break performance.
I don't like the fraud check term.
Nah, I know.
But it's just like... Because there's always... Because anybody can get caught.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So it's just like...
It's not like boxing where they hold on to the 0 for a long time. A lot of fighters lose early in their career.
And it's just...
So...
Yeah, it's hard to keep an O in MMA.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm excited, and now they both have losses out of the way. I mean, Lima already walked in with one, and Talbot himself, but they both have the star power, and they both are very young. So, like I said, excited to see him back in the win column.
Yeah.
Definitely want to see him against a ranked opponent because it would be fun.
Yeah, it
I
would.
feel like he's already had a couple of non-ranked fights. He's won all of them except for one. This one was probably his best ranked
Yeah.
opponent. So
I remember I made a recommendation in the last podcast, but I just don't remember what I said.
Yeah. Oh.
Was it who faced Cody? No.
No.
No, the guy that just faced Cody's the one that beat Peyton Tubby, I think.
Yeah.
So never mind. I said somebody though, and it was a good idea.
No, I remember because I was like, holy shit. I have that as a clip somewhere, but I can't
Yeah,
remember what it is.
I don't know. But it'll definitely be a ranked opponent because they did that with Van, even though he lost a year ago.
Yeah.
Against Jordan, they gave him a push because he was young, so they tend to do that. So I think that they'll do it.
Well, it's perfect that you brought his name up because that's the next thing I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Joshua Van coming in late notice against
A
Brandon
badass,
Royval.
yeah. He fought like 3 times in like 4 months, right?
Yeah, he's
something
a
like
tank.
that.
His last fight was a knockout victory.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure he got it done in the first.
Yeah, so he was fresh.
Might have been the second, but yeah, coming in at number 11 and beating the number 1 guy. In the world.
And to be fair to it though, I did have it Royval winning until the very last knockdown because I think he won the last 2 rounds because he was throwing way more and he was landing more, but Van was landing the better shots
for sure.
But until the knockdown, I had Royval winning.
Okay.
And then it was like basically like a buzzer beater win in my opinion. I seen that a little bit. Some people thought the Van was winning in general, but
I didn't watch the entire fight.
Yeah, it was incredibly good. Van obviously won round 1. Round 2, Royval was doing a lot. And then round 3 was close, but Royval was just landing more. Then obviously the knockdown in the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, I saw
crazy.
that. That was I mean, they were calling it fight of the year. I watched
Yeah, it could be. It definitely could be.
Watched all of round 1, got distracted, had to do something in round 2, and then I saw round 3. But that's just a crazy turn in the tides for that division, I'd say.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, Royval wins that, he's probably gonna fight Pantoja.
Yeah, exactly.
And, we know how that's gonna go. But now it's Vaughn versus Pantoja, and obviously Pantoja's the best in the world right now.
Yeah.
But Joshua Vaughn has really shocked everyone. Every time he's fought.
Yeah, he has good grappling, but I think Pantoja is gonna be able to out-grapple him. That's the only thing. But on the feet, it'll be interesting. Yeah, I hope they stand, but
they
I don't know
likely
how long
won't.
would. Yeah, they won't.
likely won't.
No, Pantoja would probably.
I'm becoming a huge Pantoja fan.
He was trying to aura farm with his glasses. You see that in his walkout?
Yeah, but
no, I like it though.
He's just killing dudes.
No, he does.
It's he's finishing these guys. It's I don't know. I think he's 3 defenses in, maybe 4.
No, he could be deep in. I'm not 100% sure, but he's been dominant for a very long time.
Top 5 pound for pound, I believe.
He has to be.
Yeah, he might be 3. I had that up before. I should have kept it up, but yeah, Pantoja is nasty. I hope Vaughn wins because I'm a huge fan.
No, I am too. I hope he wins too. Don't get me wrong, but I think Pantoja will have his back like he does with everybody else. So
he's in as good of shape as he can be for his age.
Yeah, Pantoja's good on the feet too. He's really good.
Yeah, he's saying he cried him against did he fight Moreno?
Yeah, he did. Some people think Moreno won that fight though. But
yeah, okay.
I don't remember that fight though. I might have missed it, but I should look back on that fight. But
that division's good. They have
a lot of fun
people
fights
coming in, especially with Van being a guy who is higher ranked, and I mean they got the face off.
Yep, they're gonna do it 1,000,000%.
So that's probably next up for him, and I don't think another fight makes sense for him.
No.
But I'd hope to see that fairly soon. Maybe at the end of this year.
Yeah, maybe December.
Start of next year.
Maybe the co-main. Nah, I would say co-main of Tom's card, but actually maybe not. Maybe it could.
Fighting?
I think that they talked to Aspinall last week about it, and it's gonna be Gone. But I hope they do Volkov, even though Gone won. Yeah. I hope they do that because Volkov got robbed in that fight.
I mean, they could have him run it back. But I guess it doesn't really make sense.
That Tom wants to fight really bad, yeah. Unless they give Tom Almeida, Jolton Almeida. But who knows? I think Gone... But Gone has been known as a duck, though. He might not take the Aspinall fight, but I don't know. You would think because it's the title, he would take it.
I'd be interested to see that Gone versus Aspinall fight.
Yeah, I would too. It'd still be a good fight, but
Gon's one of the fastest heavyweights.
Oh yeah. On the feet, it'll be interesting.
I think him and Tom speed wise are like neck and neck. I'd have to watch their fights like right now to tell you which one I think is faster because I know Tom's fast as fuck.
His footwork is a little more all over the place. So
but I know Gon's kicks are like fucking featherweight. Like they're so fast. He's Tuivasa felt it. He was tagging his belly up with those front kicks.
Yeah, I know.
I'd be really excited to see a Gon Aspinall fight.
And it'll be good to see, like, Aspinall will probably grapple in that fight, and it'll be good for him to showcase that again, because some people forget that he's been, like, training jiu-jitsu since he was, like, 8 years old.
Yeah.
So that's when he started with stuff on the ground, so.
Yeah, I'd be excited to see that fight for sure. Same thing with Volkov. I think Aspinall could finish Volkov better or easier than he could finish Gon.
On the feet, yeah, but I think on the ground it'll be faster for Gon. Because Volkov is a little bit more balanced.
Yeah, Volkov is way better on the ground than Gon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's kind of like a flip flop.
Yeah, it would really. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think there's a chance that Volkov is just a little too lackadaisical. I don't know, and then the blitz would just catch him.
Yeah.
The 1-2, it's just that's all he needs. Tom just needs a 1-2, and he's just done. It's crazy.
It's for the heavyweight division. It's a lot of those guys just need one shot. I guess my question would be, since we're on it right now, would be, because you've talked about this on your channel a good amount. Say Aspinall, Gon's the most realistic answer with John Jones gone. Say they fight.
Right.
If Gon beats Aspinall,
right,
whether it's decision or finish, what do you think that does for the whole? Because the John Jones Aspinall situation isn't done. Right. With him retired, it's not done. It can just continue being the whole duck thing. You ducked into retirement.
Yeah, then he might just get pissed off and fight Tom eventually.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what might happen, but I don't know.
If Tom gets finished or defeated in his next fight,
John Jones is going to clown on him.
Yeah, you think it's going to be bad news?
That's going to kill the whole division, I think. Because there isn't a lot there in general, to be completely honest with you. Tom is like the cash cow right now. Like, fastest knockout or fastest fight time average in history. Yeah, like all that.
Minutes, all that shit.
Tom needs to win. Like, with all the hype he's been getting, like, people have been backing him. He needs to win. It would be awful if he lost to Gon. But
especially with Gon losing to John Jones.
Yeah, that would make it so bad, dude. Oh my god. But
how would you personally feel about?
I'll put my hands in my head for probably like 5 days and just never talk.
It would probably be one of the most intense John Jones Twitter rants.
Oh, he's gonna go crazy. He's gonna have he probably at least has a little bit, no matter what he says, like a feeling like fuck, like I didn't fight him. If he loses, it's just gone. Nothing. It's just nothing.
I agree, but at the same time, I don't think. Wait, are you saying that about John Jones? Or are you saying that about Aspinall?
No, Jones, like...
You think John Jones is like, shit,
It's eating at him a little bit, I think.
You think so?
I think it is. Especially with how many like people are not leaving him alone about it.
Yeah. Well, I would just... Like, obviously, like, I'm not John Jones. But I feel like if I was in his position, I'd just be like, whatever, bro. Twitter off.
No, that's why I mean that's what he should do. That's like, what I'm saying. That's what he should do.
Because technically, like, yeah, you walked away from the sport unbeaten as the champion. Like, you can kind of just keep that mindset and then just kind of let everyone talk.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if he just 8 months ago, he's like, I don't want to fight Tom. I'm gonna retire. This wouldn't have been a whole big thing.
He bit the bullet.
But he wanted to play the petty card and ruin Tom's year. Just for him to... Well, he had a legal issue since January, which is what we just found out. I don't know if the UFC didn't know about it, but I just find it very interesting that they withhold it if that was the case.
Yeah, I know that just came out about. Yeah, I didn't know if that was recently or.
Yeah, they said it was like in January, but now it's like coming up. So.
Well, I think another thing I think is funny that hadn't occurred to me is, do you think John Jones did this on purpose? Do you think he knew he wasn't gonna fight two waste Aspinall's time just to be like, there you go, bud.
I think it's a part of it.
I just wasted like 8 months of your
I think
career.
Tom pissed him off, and I think it's at least a part of it. I think because according to Dana, the fight was done, and John agreed, and he changed his mind. So if that was the case, maybe the court case did do something about it, but I don't know. He definitely doesn't think he's gonna beat Tom because just how he words his thing in his press conferences after he beat Stipe. He said if he was going to face Tom, it needed to be an amount of money where he didn't care if he lost. That was literally what he said. So, I don't know. I don't think he'll do it if he doesn't think he's going to win. And fair enough. I don't know. It'll be a good moment for Tom, but...
Yeah.
But,
Well, I mean, he's been elevated to the undisputed world champion now. So, the division's moving on.
Yeah, now we could actually move on. That's great.
What, other than Volkov and Gon... I can pull it up, I guess, the heavyweight division. But...
They are in kind of a dry spot right now.
Yeah. Other than those 3 fighters...
They really need another guy to come up.
I don't...
They want that Portuguese dude to be good, I think, but...
Oh, what's his name?
I can't think of it, but he's huge, and he's...
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He only fought like once or twice, right?
Yeah.
Damn it! I did watch.
Put in the comments if you know
please
it.
put that in the comments. I'll never be able to figure that out.
I don't know.
I'm trying to look up the heavyweight division right now to.
I'm trying to. I know Gelton Almeida is like on the fringe of a title shot. That's why they might give it to him if like Gon's being difficult.
Yeah.
Like he has been in the past. I hope they give it to Volkov though.
Yeah, that would be better. Oh, Sergey Pavlovich.
Yeah, he's a couple wins from it too.
Tom already knocked him out.
Yep.
But he can still. Oh wait, he lost to Volkov though, in his last fight.
Yeah, so it's weird because I don't know. Heavyweight is so slim right now. Maybe he could have a rematch.
Curtis Blades did just win against.
Yeah, but that wasn't a very impressive performance.
Who is his opponent? Shit. Damn, we suck at podcasting,
No, it's hard to remember.
No, it's hard to, I don't know. Honestly, the heavyweight division, it's been on pause.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, obviously other fights has happened, but like not that many big heavyweights fights have happened other than Gon and Volkov.
I know exactly because Jones, he was holding the whole division.
So, it's just like I kind of forgot about.
No, I can't remember. It wasn't an impressive performance either. That's why it didn't stand out at all.
Yeah, let's see.
He was like an unranked guy, I think.
Gelton Almeida is number 5 right now.
Yeah.
And he's on a 2-fight win streak. So
for heavyweight, yeah, that's what I mean. They might sneak him in.
Maybe sneak him in against like
Volkov.
If you're gonna have Tom fight Gon, have Volkov fight either Curtis Blades or Gelton Almeida.
Yeah.
But they gotta throw a new name in there.
They almost need. Alex Pereira has been teasing the idea to go in heavyweight. They almost need it to happen right now because light heavyweight is a little top heavy too, but they're still a lot better than heavyweight.
That guy, that fucking Brazilian dude, Talison Texera.
Yeah.
The bit he's 8-0. He's crazy.
That was the guy I was trying to. I think it's a Portuguese guy or Brazilian. One of those.
Yeah, he's nuts. So I guess there's him. Sergey Spivak just lost, but he's 17-6 and kind of old, so probably not. There's that guy Waldo Cortez Acosta.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like the big ass beard. He kind of looks like one of our old teachers. I just don't want to say their name.
Yeah,
on the
not.
Podcast.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, the heavyweight division moves on. John Jones kind of nosedived it towards the end, which sucks because I'm a huge John Jones fan, and I always.
That's what I mean. Like the way he behaved, even if you're a John Jones fan, you could say just a little petty.
It just sucks. I'm glad he came back and won the heavyweight championship. That was a legit fight. That wasn't although he dominated him, that was a legit opponent.
Yeah.
So I was happy about that one. Stipe, it was just kind of cool to see them go at it, and it was a good finish.
No, it was a good finish, but Stipe was a punching bag. I love Stipe though.
Stipe was a punching bag.
I love him though.
But yeah, it does suck that he is getting like kind of just like the end of his career is being more of.
Yeah, he dragged
like
a little bit down at the end, but.
But I enjoyed him while he fought. I didn't watch every single one of his fights, obviously, but he's my GOAT. I know you don't like that. You just smirked instantly. But all due to our own opinions. But he's gone now. He might fight one day. He's got to fight within the next 3 years, I'd say, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
But other than that.
Oh yeah, we could talk about the last two fights on 317. Pantoja, then Ilya.
Yeah, that's what I got here. So other than Pantoja,
I will say I have no idea what Kai Kara France's game plan was in that fight. The thing he kept doing, he was feigning takedowns to set up an overhand, which if he had a threat on the ground, it would be a great setup punch. But Pantoja didn't budge once.
Yeah, obviously.
And then he tried to hip toss Pantoja in the second round, I think.
Yeah.
I was just like, what are you doing, dude? That's the thing. I think Pantoja's like Marab. The only chance you have of beating him is crashing out and just throwing. Just go for him.
Well, Kai Kara France, I mean, obviously Pantoja doesn't tower over him.
No, it's a fair size matchup.
But Kai Kara France always throws the overhands. That he loves.
Yeah, and he was trying to set it up. To be fair, I just think his setup wasn't very.
I just know that there was no way he was gonna knock out Pantoja.
His footwork's way too good. It's way too good.
If he wasn't gonna knock out Pantoja, and he's definitely not gonna submit Pantoja,
you just have to chase him and try to go for it. And as I know, it's easier said than done, but I feel like that's the only way you can beat him, unless you have a specialty or something.
He's 30-5.
Nah, that's why I mean he's dominant.
30-5.
I don't see anybody
crazy.
beating him. I really don't, unless Van has incredible takedown defense.
I don't know. He's the best in the world right now. I like Kai Kara France. I'm a Kai Kara France fan. I wanted him to win this fight with all of my heart.
Yeah.
But I did bet against him.
Exactly, because
it just
there was no way he was gonna win. It's sad, but
regardless of who Pantoja's fight, I just don't see anyone in that division who's beating him. But I'm excited about this Joshua Van fight because it's a little bit different of an opponent. It's a guy with
Van's hype is through the roof right now.
A little less experience, but I don't know if Pantoja finished Royval or not. I'm gonna look this up.
I think they went to decision.
I think they fought 2 or 3 times for something.
That's why I think they did fight twice.
Pantoja versus Royval 3. Their first 2 fights where Pantoja won by submission, and then unanimous. So, rear naked choke, decision, and then they didn't have a third fight. All right, so he finished him and then got a decision win.
Yeah.
Yeah, and fucking Vaughn kind of just stood with him, cracked. So, it's gonna be an exciting fight for sure. I hope it happens sooner than later.
Yeah.
I do think Pantoja's probably going to win.
Yeah, I do think too.
I do like the fact that Josh was going to be in the mix of the top 5. He's going to be in the top 3. So,
Flyweight need a little help too. They're very entertaining, but name-wise, they don't really have that many people.
And they have a lot of flyweights coming in a lot. There's always flyweight fights. So, I think, there's a couple flyweights from around Mass that are going to be making an entrance.
Yes, sir. Mass
hopefully soon.
MMA is on top.
Mass MMA is not on top right now. So we got some guys doing
We're building
good,
it up. We're building it.
We got some absolute killers on the regional circuit, though, that are going to make a big time difference. Shout out Jack Cognan, by the way, before I forget.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw that.
Making his Contender Series appearance in the main event. He's a different beast. I mean, I've seen him train. I've seen him lift weights.
Right.
He's an animal. He's fought animals. He's fought guys who have already been in the PFL. He's fought guys who have already been on the Contender Series.
Right.
And he's finished them. So it's going to be definitely an exciting fight. I don't know too much about his opponent. I'm not going to talk about it or anything like that, but I did just want to say quick congratulations to him. And,
yes, sir.
We're
big congrats,
all going to be watching that, excited to see see him punch his ticket to the big show.
Yes, sir.
So we'll move on to the main event, which is we can kind of.
Man, you know what the craziest? Obviously, him knocking out Charles. To be fair, that was always going to happen because Charles get hurt. The most impressive part of that fight is that he was able to out-grapple Charles. That was insane. He put Charles in a crucifix. He reversed position on Charles. Everything. So now that we needed to see that for the Islam fight, in my opinion. Now all of a sudden, people are like, "Fuck, maybe I'm picking Ilya to beat Islam."
Well, Ilya moved up. Islam moved up.
Yeah.
So, where's this fight gonna occur?
Well, because I don't know if you saw Islam say he's struggling to make 170 now.
Okay.
So he might just right back down. But I'll tell you what. You saw how much damage Dustin put on Islam in their fight, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I'm starting to think Ilya beats Islam. I'm not going to lie. If he's able to stuff Islam's takedowns, all of a sudden, fuck.
If Ilya knocks out Islam...
He's a GOAT. Gone. You should retire right there. That's it. It's not even debatable at that point. His resume is insane.
I don't have someone better. You know what I mean?
Because what? So, Volk, Max, Charles, and then Islam retire.
And that's back to back. That was Volk, and then fucking Holloway.
If he somehow does that 170, it would make it even crazier. It would be triple champion and just dip.
Yeah, if he beats Islam in any fashion. Regardless, if he submits, Islam's not gonna tap, but like
he would go out. Same thing with Patty, but
regardless of if he beats Islam, I don't know how you couldn't call him the GOAT, but he's gonna keep going. He's not gonna stop after the Islam fight. So we'll see. Because
he was rich before he was an MMA fighter, so he could just.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He doesn't need to do anything. He's been doing content creation too.
17-0 too, so it's just
that's what I mean.
I'd like to see him fight some more. I wasn't that big of an Ilya fan before because I
like that he's playing the heel though. Like he's trying to be the bad guy. I like it.
I like that he's knocking guys out. That's good stuff. But anyways, Oliveira went out. He went out bad. He got put out real fucking bad.
He got put down. That was brutal, man.
I could have told you that was gonna happen.
Yeah, I know. I kind of wish I bet on first round knockout.
It wasn't paying out that much.
It was really that.
It wasn't paying out that much.
That's actually kind of crazy if you think about it being that good. That like a first round knockout bet's not.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
That's gonna be fun. Patty the Batty jumps in the octagon. Dana was pissed about it.
I don't think he should be because in my opinion, I think Patty could lose to some people at the top of the division. So you should just make it now. In my opinion, I think he'll beat Gaethje because that's the main rumor. I think he beats Gaethje, but like Armin, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if he beats Armin.
That's interesting.
I think Armin should fight because Armin was gonna fight. And
he was the backup for that. He was the backup for that fight too, so he might. Yeah, if Dana doesn't like his Patty, it means that he wants to give Armin the shot. But like I said, I don't know. You know what Gaethje said he'd retire if he doesn't get a title shot. That's kind of silly, to be honest. But
who did he just beat?
He beat Gaziev.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Or
Fiziev. I'm sorry, Fiziev. Gaziev.
Oh, that was his last fight.
Yeah, it was Fiziev. It was
Jesus Christ, that was a while ago.
It wasn't that long. It was a little bit.
That was a long because that was in 2023.
No, they fought twice.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
It was a rematch, I think. It was recent. It was like the uppercut where he caught him in the clinch.
I know, but Fiziev just fought.
I know he fought on the fight night a couple weeks ago.
Why can't I find Justin Gaethje?
No, because I think Patty does beat Gaethje though, unless Gaethje just chins Patty.
I don't know.
I think Patty could submit Gaethje. I think that's what he would do.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Damn. How did I miss that rematch?
No, it was a good fight
crazy.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe you said Gaziev. Gaziev's that fat.
That fat guy. Yeah. At first I was kind of confused. I was like, he fought.
No, that would be a street beefs fight, not a UFC fight.
Yeah. Patty though, I do want to see him get a title fight because he did fuck Michael Chandler up pretty bad.
Yeah, and he's a huge star. I say they just do it.
Yeah,
I
they
think
might
it's a
as
huge,
well.
and they have some history too.
They're two
Him
of
and
the
Ilya,
biggest
so-
stars, for the most part. Well, Ilya, I saw something about Ilya was buying followers to have more followers.
I heard that fighters do that a good amount.
I don't know what that's for though.
They just I think they think that the UFC has more likely of a chance to sign him because of it. Probably, maybe, I don't know.
But
It's kind of
he's
silly.
a
but-
UFC champ. Why you gotta buy followers?
No, I know,
You
right?
know what I mean, you already have 8 million in general.
He's trying to be like.
He's trying to have more than Oliveira. That
Yeah.
was like what the thing was.
Oh really? Oh, that's kind
But
of.
he bought like 200,000 fucking followers.
That is actually kind of petty and funny. I kind of.
I don't know. It's not a big deal. I just
I know it's funny.
it
That's
could
funny.
be fake. I don't know. It just saw they showed like a chart of like his followers and how it
I mean, it's possible they just
whatever
blew up because of the build up for the fight, maybe. But
Yeah, I mean followers can come really quick.
yeah, they could.
But
They could.
otherwise than that stuff, new pound for pound rankings.
Oh, right, him over Islam before
Islam
he fought him.
got bumped.
Well, I mean,
so-
I guess it's just because he has a 0. I guess. And Islam has 1. He got knocked out.
Yeah, he did get knocked out.
Such an unfortunate loss too. It was so early in his career. That's what we said though.
I know he's
That's why
young.
Ilya is so special. The 0 is so rare now.
Yeah, for sure.
So
but
it's crazy.
Ilya's been cracking since he got to the UFC.
You know what? Maybe he does deserve it because his resume is crazy. What Islam fought Moicano last, Dustin. You could argue those are kind of somewhat.
Did
weak.
Islam finish Oliveira in the first round or was it the second round?
I don't remember their fight. I just remember
remember.
Islam won.
I remember it was a hook and he just dropped on him for a fucking arm triangle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I agree. For
Yeah, I think
sure.
Ilya deserves it. Yeah.
I mean, Islam's last fight was Moicano, and obviously.
That guy. It was because of pullout, because of Armin. But
Um,
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about this. I talked to you about this earlier. You heard what Dana White said in the press conference about that?
oh yeah, remind me though, or remind everybody.
So the reporter asked Dana, "Do you think Ilya should be number 1 pound for pound?" And Dana's answer was like, "Well, you guys decide that. I don't decide that. If I were to choose who the number 1 pound for pound is John Jones."
Yeah, facts. It's got to be John Jones.
Oh my god, he literally fucking retired and he still won't let it go. I think John has something in his phone about Dana.
You think maybe he was kind of joking, but keep.
I it could have been, but it kind of came across like he was. I don't know. You would have to see the clip.
Yeah, I'll definitely check.
It came across like he was being dead serious. Like he's like.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's like John Jones.
It was actually so funny though.
I like how I don't know why he likes John Jones as much as he does because Conor McGregor.
That's what I mean. Though.
Conor McGregor brought more stardom power to the UFC with his run, and he still likes John Jones more.
John screwed him over way more than Conor did. The Chael Sonnen situation.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
the PEDs, the cocaine, and the Aspinall situation. And now he's the number 1 pound per pound.
And he loves him, bro. It doesn't make any sense.
No, he's to be fair, he still loves Conor. So
Yeah, definitely.
he just doesn't speak on him because Conor keeps getting himself into trouble.
I
So.
want Conor to come back so bad.
I do too. I kind of want him to box too. Like if it's just something.
He's just not gonna fight anymore. He just doesn't need to. He's like a smart guy.
He can't go at full training camp without making like a mistake that gets him in trouble.
Or just doing drugs or
Or
something
doing
like
drugs
that.
or something,
He,
yeah.
I seen a clip of him. He was like, and yeah, we had tons of forged style irons. He almost like broke his speech in the middle of it.
Oh my God, Conor's something.
Otherwise, though, with MMA, UFC, that's.
Oh, one thing there is one more thing I want to talk about. They pull up 318. Have you seen how weak 318
Let's
is?
check it out.
The main event is obviously good. I'm blanking on it. I think that's Dustin Max.
Dustin Max.
But the rest of the card is it's like a ranked fighter versus an unranked guy, and then there's a bunch of unranked people.
Is this a fight night or?
No, that's 318.
Holy shit. Ateba Gautier. I know that guy's good. The co-main event he's probably going to be a heavy favorite, but that's good. Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov is going to be fun.
Yeah, not bad. I agree.
Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber is just probably going to be like one of those.
That's one of the. Think about how high that is on the card, though.
I mean, that kicks off. What I think is weird is that the preliminary card is Marvin Vettori and Brandon Allen.
Yeah, that should be on the main card.
Banger. That should kick off.
That should be like feature fight or co-main.
The co-main event should be
the prelims.
Ikram Aliskerov versus Bruno Ferreira.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be a fucking banger. Bruno Ferreira hits like a Mack truck, and Islam Aliskerov, he's only lost to really good guys. He was on a good streak before. I mean, that should be in the main card, and then early prelims. Neil Magny, Gunnar Nelson.
That's not too bad, but you know what's crazier? Guru put me onto this. Look at the one that's in the Middle East. The Saudi card.
Is it?
I forgot which one it is, but I think it's a fight night, and I think it's better than 318.
Whitaker versus Derrida.
Yeah, that might be it. Maybe.
UFC. I'm trying to see.
It might say that Saudi Arabia or something.
I'm trying to see. They got some bangers that I didn't even know about, to be honest.
That's what I mean, though. They've been catering to the Saudi audience more recently.
Oh, this has to be the Saudi card. Derrida versus Whitaker, Mosar Evlov. You got fucking Shara Bullet. You got Nikita Krylov. You got Tamiryov.
See, that's like 10 times better already.
Peter Yan, Bryce Mitchell.
That's why I mean. Why are we not? Why is Bryce not on the Louisiana one? Like, come on now.
The next fight night though is who we were talking about: Taliesin Texera versus Derek Lewis.
That's an important fight. Yeah, it's important.
Stephen Thompson versus Gabriel Bonfim I always say it wrong. Bonfim. They're gonna fucking. That's gonna be a good fight because they're both kind of wild strikers.
That's gonna be fun.
Calvin Kattar, shout out Calvin Kattar. He's fighting.
Yes, sir.
Now we're just doing Dana White's job for him, bro. Screw this.
Yeah, I know. Dana, stop making Instagram lives to promote your fights. Actually, he's been promoting.
Dana, you want your fights to get promoted? You got two guys here that love the game, and will promote the fights. Just send us the fights. We won't leak them. We'll make the announcements. We'll put together something nice. Fund it for us. We'll bring the fucking energy. Your Instagram lives are hurting right now. So I'm just kidding, Dana. We love you.
No, he's been promoting Crawford versus Canelo more than the UFC recently.
Well, that's a bigger money pull than.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for that fight.
That's coming in
September 13th.
Yep. Okay, so coming right up, about a month away. But yeah, I feel like we've rambled enough here. Talked about what we need to talk about. Gonna do a bit of traveling, so hopefully a podcast next week also.
Cool.
But yeah, again, Brian, thank you for being here.
Yes, sir. Of
Everyone
course.
that's watching and supporting, appreciate you guys. We hope to do a little like a fight night video where we can have kind of like our live reactions.
Yep.
We did kind of a test one, and some of that footage is on Ryan's pages. You can check all those out down in the description below. But hopefully we can do a full video from prelim fight number 1 all the way to the main event. Mic'd up reactions, throw in the little clips here and there. But yeah, that'd be a fun thing. So hopefully that would be a good one to get for the Max Holloway card potentially.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
But anyways, we'll be behind the mic soon again, and peace.
Deuces.
Oh.